Wonderful to have you here. The morning after the Emmys.
Yeah.
And you're coming in the morning. We're so grateful.
I think I'm the only one awake right now.
You're probably the only one. Although there's a lot of people, because your show shoots in New York, there's probably a lot of people that had to go back to work this morning too.
Yes, when I was on ER, I used to have to go straight to work the next morning. That's good point. No, I'll take the red eye tonight and go from this plane to work tomorrow morning.
I think that's almost worse.
It's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse because you just don't get that sleep.
So was it fun though? Which parties did you hit? Who did you get to see?
We went to the Governor's Ball, and then we went to HBO, and then John Hamm and Amy Poehler throw a really fun party called the Losers Lounge.
I read about this.
Did you read about it?
Yes.
So you have to lose in order to be there.
So
if you come in as a winner, you have to put $1,000 to their charity. So it's a great cause.
So a lot of winners come in.
So I don't know. I was with a lot of losers who were drinking heavily, and it was a lot of fun.
But you won an Emmy. What is that feeling like? And I know you presented last night. What is that feeling like when your name is called?
You know, I've had two very different experiences, because the first experience was on ER, and I was so new to the business, and I was so young. And then for Good Wife, I was more seasoned, and I had experienced it more, so I wasn't as nervous. But I think it's mostly the best part about winning anything is being able to thank the people publicly that mean a lot to you and that have helped you. I think that's the most important thing about being able to give a speech. Other than that, how can it be a competition? It's so silly.
It's
not
ridiculous at the end of the day.
There's no. I didn't get there faster, you know?
And everybody is so incredible that's nominated.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I think it's such a great time for television again. I feel so lucky because I feel like I've been in two golden ages of television, and it's such a great time for women on TV. So I was really happy last night to be a part of the TV community and say yay for all these strong women that people are writing for. It's just great.
And when you talk about the two golden ages, you are an A-lister in the business. Advice to people who aren't there and want to get there?
Well, you know, my advice for, you know, young actors up and coming, and I don't want to sound like an old fart, but learn your craft. I really feel like people just are in it for, if you're in it for the fame, then just do a reality show. But if you really want to act, learn your craft and knock their socks off.
So we have a little game for you.
Okay.
It's based on The Good Wife, but it's called The Good Life.
Love it.
So we're going to give you two scenarios, and you tell us what you would prefer.
Okay.
Which is better, walking the red carpet at the Emmys, or the late night meal you get to indulge in after the show?
The after meal show.
Everybody talks about that. It's always an In-N-Out run or something. What is your sort of like?
Well, we didn't do it last night because I had to be up so early this morning, but usually our plan of action is always on our way back to the hotel. My husband calls room service and orders a turkey club with bacon and French fries. And it's in the room waiting when we get there, and we devour it and with ketchup and watch some bad TV, and that's our favorite.
Oh, that sounds so, I want to do it right now.
In our bathrobes, no, nothing tight, nothing hurting.
Okay, which is better, getting a great blowout or taking the clothes off at the end of the day, getting in the pajamas and getting into bed?
Oh, taking the clothes off and getting into bed.
Really?
It's the best part of my day.
I'm obsessed with a good blowout.
No, because you know what? My character wears such high heels and tight clothes all day long. And it's 14 hours in those clothes. So it's fine for 6, but by hour 14, all I dream about are my yummy, silky pajamas.
And a club sandwich.
And a club sandwich.
Okay, which is better, a vacation laying on the beach in Fiji, just chilling, not doing anything, or going on an African safari?
That's hard.
I know.
Okay, so right now in my life, laying on a beach in Fiji. But ask me that same question when The Good Wife is over and I'm not working those hours, I would say Africa.
Yeah, it all depends, because you need that yin-yang. You need the opposite of what you're doing.
But I'd love to go to Africa on safari.
Okay, and last but not least, having your man make you a home-cooked meal or taking you to the hottest restaurant in town?
Taking me to the hottest restaurant in town.
Does that mean he's not
a good cook?
And I
only sick, he can't cook.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, if he could cook, then he'd be perfect, and then people would really hate him.
So he does
makes
have
a good
flaw.
omelet. His flaws, he makes a good omelet, and he makes a good wrap. But no, cooking, he makes great reservations. He picks beautiful wines that I still don't understand how to even pronounce them. And he knows music like nobody's business. So he sets up a great ambiance, and I love to cook. So it's fine.
So season 5 is about to premiere.
Yeah.
And you've talked about how you never get tired of this character. But one thing you've said is you would love to see her just sort of become more unglued and just allow herself. If you could give her like a freebie, one day, what would she do?
One day freebie?
Yeah,
oh, I love
her dream
it.
day.
I feel like her dream day really would start out on the couch talking to a shrink.
Right.
I do.
Right.
I think she has kept so much inside, and so much has happened that she hasn't been able to process. She went straight to work after this whole debacle with her husband and hookers and being suddenly a single mom and suddenly going back into law and being the provider, and she never has been able to talk to anyone about it. And I feel like her feelings for Will definitely overpowered her feelings for her husband, but the good girl in her is trying to keep the family together, and then there's these slippery slope of right and wrong and morals, and I think she needs to meet a painter or a sculptor or, you know, a writer, someone who's away from this political lawyer backdrop of her life and be able to discover a different side of herself, because I feel like she's going to combust. That I don't think will happen for a while, but that's my fancy.
Not yet. And what about you? Because I know the hours on that show and on any TV show are so long, and I know you're so dedicated, and you've talked about, you know, coming home after a 14-hour day and you're memorizing your lines and going straight to bed. What would be your dream day?
You know, my idea of my dream day is being able to go and get a massage, a facial, lunch with my girlfriends, and a beautiful walk around New York City, and then dinner with my husband and a fun night out at the theater.
And speaking of him, a great story was when you met him, you thought he was an actor because he was so darn good looking. Yeah. And you said you wouldn't date him. Is that true?
Yeah. I love actors. I really do, and I love working with them, but I don't want to live with them. The fact that he said he wasn't an actor, and I said, well, are you a model? Because I don't do that either. He was like, no, I'm a lawyer. Can I pour you a glass of wine? I was like, absolutely. So that was, yeah.
There needs to be more of him out there.
I know.
That's a
if
rare
I could
one.
clone him,
You would.
I would. And I know there are good guys. I always feel like the best advice you can ever give to a woman about finding the right relationship is find a man who had a great relationship with his mother. Because then they'll respect you the same way.
So true. But not too good that they can't leave.
Not too good that the mother hates you for taking away.
Exactly. Not one of those. Thank you for coming in. This was a pleasure.
Thank you
Congrats
so much.
on season 5.
Thank you. It's going to be explosive, so I hope people watch.